There you go. A long time.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. According to my phone, is 3:02. Thank everyone for coming to our meeting. And thank the commissioners. We have a quorum. Two of our commissioners are working out of town, so we couldn't make it. Thank you again for showing up, all of you. Invocation, Commissioner Duggins, can you do that for us, please? Sure. Can everyone stand? The red one. Here.
They can. Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening with grateful thoughts that all of the blessings that we've had for all our lives. We ask that those that are sick, that you comfort them, those who have passed, we ask that you comfort their families. We always remember our people that are incarcerated, that they may come back into the community in a better way. We pray for our law enforcement. We pray for the wars and the meanness across the world. We hope that it comes to an end. Show us the way. Show us how to serve our people here in Socorro County. Be with this commission as we go through tonight in this meeting. Amen.
Amen. Ray, would you do us the honor and start us off with the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Ortega.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which is one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Salute the flag, stand and let's go. Say so. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Aguilar. Vice Chair Secretary.
Here, ma'am.
Commissioner Duggins.
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez. And Chair Martinez.
President, I don't think these are working.
I can hear you, right?
You can? Okay. President. Okay, approval of agenda. Before I ask for a motion or if there's any changes, the only change that was brought to my attention by the manager is item 11A. He wants that tabled. We're still negotiating whole schools, Cheryl. So I'd like permission, motion to table that one. And if you guys have any other things that you want to change or not, then I entertain a motion to table.
So,
Motion by Commissioner Secretary to table item 11A.
And second.
Second by Commissioner Duggins. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none, it is approved. Item 11A is tabled. Item 7, approval of minutes of August 27th, 2024. Commissioners, have you had a chance to review the minutes that were submitted by Betty's office? If you have, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 27th, August 27th. No, second. Motion by Commissioner Secretarial to approve. Second by Commissioner Duggins. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The minutes of August 27, 2024 are approved. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Item 8, committee and department reports. Acknowledge department reports. Mark, come up.
Hello,
His little red button.
Henry.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I want to be short and brief with this. I'm here today to offer up my resignation as fire marshal, your fire marshal, for Socorro County. It's taking me a while to come up with this, but due to personal health issues, I'm stepping down effective today. But I do want to thank each and every one of you for your support in the past. Hopefully, I pray that the Socorro County Fire Department in whole will move forward in a positive way. So I want to say thank you. I'm turning my badge in.
Did you discuss this with them? What's going on? No.
Sure. Thank you so much. Commissioner, thank you so much.
Yes, that's not here today. Yeah, he's here. Yeah. That was a surprise to the commission, I think. But any other department head wants to say anything? Get Gail first, Sheriff, and then you're next. Is that all right?
Commissioner Chair, I would like to announce that the PM office is officially moved up to the old Solero building. Now called the Annex 2. All of my staff is up there. That's Adam, Jerry, and Wolf, and myself, and Faith. And we're happy to be in the complex, so appreciate the opportunity.
Oh.
Questions?
Can't hear you. How is it working out over there?
It's working very well. I think it's going to be a good change. We're settling in still. So the offices are all set up. That was an easy move. We're moving our equipment. So. Can I check the audio right quick?
Yes, please.
Can you check your mics?
Check. You hear me?
Yes. I can hear you guys through my recording.
Sheriff, can you hear me out there? No. I can hear your next now.
You can hear this?
Yeah, when you're tapping.
I can't hear you back there.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Phone me up there?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Cheryl. What are you doing now?
Do you have any readers? Readers.
We're clicking on about half.
It's all right.
Making noise.
That's all right.
I'll get you to make it. I don't know how strong.
I usually do. 1.5. I even hear with it. What are these new cards or what is it?
That's
New cards.
Try that.
I'm hearing you do that.
Sorry.
No, that's
Can everybody out there hear me? Yeah.
Okay,
Gail.
we'll move on. Thank you, Gail.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Sheriff, your turn.
Chairman Martinez, Commissioners. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sheriff.
I don't have too much of a report. Pretty much, we just hired 3 people, 1 certified, 2 uncertified, which leaves us with 1 more position open. We were going to try and do the swearing in here at the commission meeting, but we weren't able to find a judge that could do it for us at this time, so we did it really earlier. We have 1 position that we will be filling really soon, and then we'll be at full capacity. We're at +2 actually, so since we had the new off of a grant. Doing a lot of training. I mean, we've been doing non-stop training for the last 1.5 years. And this coming week, we're going to be more training. I believe that, that's going to be the key to our success as an agency, as the office is going to be training and getting these guys well above what they're expecting. That's my goal, is to make sure when they go out, they know what they're doing. And I really want to minimize any bad decisions that may reflect on the county. So other than that, I think that's it for right now. We have been working on this. I believe county manager's been working on some money that was given to us from Senator Josh Sanchez. I think we'll come up and say more about that another time once we get it out. So, I think that's about it right now. We'll say that the county manager's been working really close with us on a bunch of stuff, so we're really happy. Thank you guys very much. Any questions?
Questions? Go ahead.
So you guys are, so what's the procedure in regards to training? Like, you have all your officers, your deputies. Does everybody have to attend a training? Or do we like alternate so that we have some officers available if we need to?
So it depends on the training.
Okay.
So the state mandates, I believe, 40 hours of training, mandated training every 2 years. So we try and get it done all at once.
Okay.
To minimize any overtime or having to pay extra to anybody that is coming in to teach. But a lot of it now, we're doing it on the computer through the Association of Counties. Stuff like firearms, that's something that we try and do all at one time.
Okay.
And there are other trainings that we've been sending our guys to. Our detectives have really been doing a lot of training, and I think they're just doing really well now. Our corporals, another thing, they've been doing a lot of training. 3 of us just went to a use of force instructor class, which we're going to be big on our use of force training, which is basically not how to use force, but how to do it within the law, within case law. So we're teaching the guys case law-based training, use of force training. So, but we're getting a bunch of different instructors for different things going on here too. So. I mean, it's our training is really good right now. We're going to keep it moving forward.
So one example. Last Friday. So was there nobody available to or was everybody in the training?
So everybody was in the training on Friday, and I'm trying to think of what training. Oh yes, we were doing a room clearing high risk warrant entry training. So we had to bring an instructor out from out of town to come and teach this class. So it would have cost us double had we not done it all together. It's a very important training. because it's teaching the deputies how to enter and clear rooms safely and with tactics. And we need it. We need it more than we get it done. That's something I want to try and get done at least once a year, if maybe once every 2 years, if we can afford it. But it's a very, very important training, and I think it opened the eyes of a lot of guys that haven't had that training, especially the younger ones. But yes, we did have everybody in that class, and they would have been subject to call had there been a priority call. So let's say there would have been a bad accident or a shooting, we would have all gone out. But the smaller calls, we let the state police handle it. So we work closely with the state police. So sometimes they don't have anybody at all. And they'll call me up and they'll say, hey, can you guys cover it? And we'll have extra coverage out and vice versa.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? Yeah.
I just crossed my mind, you know, a year or so ago, you said that radios need to be, did you get all that done?
So we got portable radios done, and I'm not sure what's going on with state police, and we're still in the testing phase. I think Amanda could tell you better than I am. We got brand new radios for a ridiculous amount of money, and they're kind of working here, kind of working there, and it's difficult to say they're not 100%, but we will eventually. Once all the bugs are worked out, we'll have everything we need. You guys make sure of that.
Sheriff, I just have some comments and some stuff for you and for the public. In Magdalena, we had an armed robbery at one of our stores.
Mhm.
What I understand, it took over an hour for law enforcement to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming you guys or blaming anybody. It's like I tell the public, we need to get better at this, because calling 911 when there's an extreme emergency, having to wait for an hour we have village officers there.
Mr. Martin. You're at home. It's a little bit more, but now I can hear it.
We apologize for the technical difficulties.
It went back.
So that's been on.
Yes, I can hear.
Can you? So there, it kind of concerns me because it could have been a lot worse. And you know it, in Magdalena, recently we've had some robberies, more robberies.
Yes.
One individual called you, they stole a bunch of weapons from him
Yes.
and some other stuff. I told him, make sure that you give him a description of the weapons that were stolen, because if they're used for any kind of criminal activity, it could come back on you. That way people know that those guns are out. Today I get a call that a rancher, they broke into his place. They stole a bunch of guns. According to what I hear, I don't know, I haven't confirmed it with the owner of that ranch, but they stole his side-by-side.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a bunch of guns. We had an individual that they found passed away on the street there. I still haven't found out what happened to him. Right there in town. I don't know if it was drugs or died of a heart attack or whatever. But there's a lot going on. Last night at the council meeting, I didn't go, but we have two of our officers that are going to go to Las Vegas, Nevada for training. The two certified officers that we have.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Well, I asked who's going to cover where those guys are gone, because the other officer that's there is not certified. And they said that 911. To me, that concerns me because, again, it takes them an hour or 2 hours. That's a long time. I helped an individual a while back. We couldn't get a hold of anybody. We called 911. A state police from between TRC and Socorro responded. It took him quite a while to get there. He was kind of upset because he felt the issue wasn't that dangerous. Well, to me, if you need an officer, you find out. That's the purpose of them working. And when I called, I said, can't you send somebody locally, close by, that is already here? That's working. That's working for the village. We had a state police there too, that was stationed there. Can't we call somebody like that for an emergency? People are scared, and rightfully so. We need to get better at that. Myself. Like I said, I'm not blaming you guys or anybody. All as a group, we need to get better because it's getting worse. Criminal activity is getting worse.
Oh, absolutely. So I can address a couple of those things. The original call on that robbery, we went out as soon as we found out about it. They were trying to get the Magdalena agency out there, and they refused to go out.
And what?
The Magdalena agency, they refused to respond to the robbery. Right, they're right there. They didn't go. As soon as my deputies were dispatched to it, so where the lag was and is when we got dispatched compared to when the call came out. So once our deputies were dispatched, they were sent there. They went and they responded. And they were the first people on scene. So yeah, the mag marshals basically told me to.
Did they show up when you showed up?
No, I'd have to talk to my detective, the one that did show up, and get you better information. But as soon as we were dispatched, we got on our way. It doesn't take us, depending on where we're at the time. If we're in Villita, then it's usually going to take us 30 to 45 minutes to get to Magdalena. If we're in Socorro, we can get to Magdalena in 20 minutes. Probably less. But the second we are dispatched, especially on a call like that, we immediately go. There's no lag time for us. But according to my understanding, it was dispatched. The dispatch didn't give them the information right away. So once we did receive the information, we were able to go there. As far as Mr. Henderson getting his place broken into, we've been working closely with him. I've talked to Mr. Henderson every day. Unfortunately, he did call dispatch, and dispatch sent state police initially for the first call, and they took the report, and he called me afterward. He called me, I think, Sunday afternoon, and I told him, all right, I'll send some people out there, and well, state police just left. Once state police takes it over, at that point, we're support. But our guys were out there for 2 days looking for these students. They were out off Riley Road and all over the place looking. I did get a call from Mr. Henderson this morning. I talked to him at like 6 in the morning, and we were able to find his side-by-side this morning, and we recovered it. Our deputies got there, and we turned it over to state police for them to recover. Since it is their case, we got stuff on the case. But we work together on that. And honestly, we've been so busy. We're going call to call to call, and it's just been crazy. You're not kidding when we say things are getting worse.
Yeah,
they're absolutely getting worse. And, now that we're going to be at full capacity, of course, we have 2 uncertified repeats who are going to be riding with field training officers for several months, and then they'll be going to the academy. But other than that, I mean, we're looking really good as far as numbers going in. And I'm going to really try and get more patrols. Again, I don't want to badmouth any agencies, but they're gone for 5 days here, 5 days there. and it's left up to everybody else. Especially if you be certified rookie for the entire community. I
Well,
told you before, next time you're going to council meetings, I'll go with you. See if there's any questions.
okay,
Do, Mr. Chairman, do they not have to respond or?
I don't know what they do. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what they have worked out with the mayor or the community. I don't know. I can just tell you that if their rookie isn't out in the evenings, they don't respond. They refuse to respond after 10 o'clock. But sometimes they have a rookie out so many days.
I've seen you. I've been out.
He does the best he can. He really does.
You know, when I was young, the state police used to, I think, station, I know they had one in Dattle and maybe they have one in Magdalena. I mean, their budget is obviously much bigger than yours. Could you or the managers, Socorro County, I mean, like, could we request that the state, you know, I don't know how
Our
they,
state police office, they're so short-handed right now. I think they're down to 6. So they're just really short-handed. As soon as they get here, they try and put in to go other places. They're up and down. Sometimes they're full, sometimes they go down. So it's just hard for them to keep the numbers really.
Well, like
We work really closely with them.
the procedure is you call 911 and whoever they sent, it could be a county sheriff, it could be a state police, it could be a village officer.
And we have no control over who they dispatch and what time they dispatch and how long it takes them to send us.
Yeah.
That unfortunately, that's the hard part, you know. And our dispatch is really good. They're really good. I couldn't tell you, like I said, my detective could tell you better than I could why we weren't dispatched right away. But
Well,
I can find out for you.
when they go to that training, I hope we can have somebody from the county kind of looking up their
Of course.
case, because.
And you know, and honestly, I have a couple deputies that are there a lot. Yeah, probably 2-3 days a week they go up there. And we've heard statements that they're wondering, well, why are they here? From the law enforcement up there. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird deal these days.
Well, there's going to be 2 officers gone. We need protection. That's all I can say. We need
We'll
somebody
absolutely
around.
be there.
We need this, and quick. So I appreciate that.
I don't know that I've seen the email with them telling us, but I'd sure like to know the dates they're going to be gone so I can make sure somebody's there.
Okay, I'll find out and I'll send you an email. I think they approved it last night. I don't know for sure what dates are going to. And they might have decided, since I didn't go to the meeting, they said, "Wait, one of you can go, one has to stay." I don't know, but I'll find out and let you know. But I appreciate you covering those days. Of course. If you had any calls from Alamo, Commissioner? I know a while back we were having.
We're in Alamo. Off the top of my head, I can't. But I know they were called up there for something recently.
Okay.
It hasn't been as much lately as it was before. But the funny thing is in Alamo, start getting more calls for service up there as it gets colder. I couldn't tell you why.
Okay. Thank you.
Nothing else, guys?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Department heads? Nobody, okay. September birthdays, who wants to do that?
I have a question.
Okay,
Manager, sir, are we, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, did we do written reports last meeting? Or when when you submit your reports? First meeting or second meeting?
Sure.
I'm not sure of that. I would have to look at the previous resolution. I know at the previous meeting, it was written reports.
Yeah.
And those were submitted.
Thank you.
Anything else, Commissioner? Okay, acknowledge September birthdays. Who wants to do that?
I don't have them. All right, September birthdays, Amanda Vega, September 5th. Shelley Carrillo, Detention Center, September 5th. Stephanie Martinez, Detention Center, September 7th. Bernadette Montoya, Assessor's Office, September 8th. And Jose Gonzalez Camacho, Emergency Department, September 9th. Robert Montoya, Road Department, September 13th. Lawrence
Schubert,
Road Department, September 14th. Tommy Chavez, Treasurer's Office, September 15th. And Nathan Vega, Road Department, September 15th. Joe Gonzalez, Commissioner, September 19th. And Michelle Padilla, Clerk's Office, September 24th. And Rudy Mendez Harris, DWI Program, September 28th. Happy birthday to all.
happy birthday. Thank you. Item C, acknowledge manager's report verbally.
Thank you, Commissioners. So quick update, we've implemented the cross-training program at the administrative annex to where it's going really well. We have all of those individuals being able to share what they're doing. This way, we're going to be better able in the future for absences or anything else that happens to make sure that the business of the county doesn't slow down. So everybody there in the administrative annex has just been very receptive to this program and the training and the new tasks that have been taking place. So that's probably one of the most important things, is to thank all of them for all of their hard work and knowing that they're really picking up the slack and being able to assist each other. The other one is, part of the directive was to get out with training. So our road department has just completed the first 4 trainings that they've had. We were able to get some free training online from the state pertaining to very introductory road building, to management training, to how to do reports, and how to assess different areas with the vehicles, so that we're instituting the new vehicle report form every day. And so that's been in operation now for the past week. So those things are going really well. The other one is we just completed the first part of the fire department review. That last night I was up there at Abetas, to where we had that first meeting, going over exactly the expectations, the demands, and what needs to be done to start reaching out and communicating with the communities better to see if we can't get our volunteer numbers up. But it's that first part of the program that you all requested, that we have uniform expectations, uniform rules, and an implementation policy of how we're overlooking everything to make sure everybody's being assessed equally. Then the last thing that Gail already brought up, but we've been able to move emergency management up there to Annex B, the South Solero building. We will be setting up a time to take all of you commissioners up there, as well as members of the public and press that want to be able to go up there and see how the space is now being utilized and the future plans as to what's going to be going on once we start taking the equipment from the back and being able to locate it within the building itself to get the equipment out of the sun. Then The next step of the process, of course, is going to be finally, how do we utilize this space within this annex itself? And tomorrow I have Workforce Solutions that it was moving out of their office here in Socorro and had no other office space available. We didn't want to lose that vital resource for Socorro County residents. So they're coming in tomorrow to be looking at some of our space here in the annex to now be able to utilize that for Workforce Solutions, so we can have work training programs available to the citizens of Socorro County. With that, I'll stand for questions.
Questions, Commissioner?
How's the time clock coming?
So as you recall, at the previous meeting, we have now developed a new policy for tracking. And so we have all of the hourly employees that are now clocking in daily, and it's all being tracked, as well as we're monitoring the usage of leave by our salaried employees. And so we now have that in the progress as well. So if you have any questions about how much leave is being used, where are individuals going and how often they're working, which actually brings me to the next point. Starting September 30th, the road department is going to be on a 5/8 schedule. So working 5 days a week for 8 hours a day, because we're going to have the change in sunlight hours. We don't want the work crew out there for safety reasons working in the dark. So we're going to have that in place until mid-March. In mid-March, we'll go back to working the 410s, but it's going to be modified so the department's open 5 days a week.
Do the salary employees, are they not expected to put in the 40 hours? I mean, maybe they put in 60, I don't know.
The expectation right now is that as salaried employees, we're all putting in 40 plus hours. And so what we're actually seeing by the new data being utilized is that's being across all departments. And so myself, it's going to be a complete anomaly, because just yesterday I put in an 18-hour day. So as of right now, yeah, everybody is expected to work 40 plus hours.
Okay. Any further questions from the manager?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Acknowledge Commissioner's report. Commissioner Duggins?
I guess I just will say it again, you know, in the farming community, we've lost 3 well-known farmers, and these people were the ones that put it together. And it's sad to lose them, of course. And it's double sad to see that nobody, that's the end of it. The farms will hope they stay alive, but many times when the old man dies, that's the end of the farm. And ranches and farms, I think the average age of a rancher farmer is somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 years old. And that's something to be concerned about, you know. And I'll miss my neighbors. They were good people. Corky Herkinoff and Richard and Lupe Zamora. These were fine people. Dave Wade. And they were characters for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else, Commissioner? Commissioner? For me, I attended a meeting with CASA, the court advocate for kids. And I brought some flyers to give the commissioner. Hopefully you can have somebody put these out. We're trying to hire somebody. This committee is stationed in Tier C. We're trying to hire somebody here in Socorro, be a spokesman, and for people to come and talk to them and see how we can help kids that are in need. It's a good program. I intend to stay with this program even after I term out, because you should see the need out there. Torrance County, Sierra, Catherine, there's a lot of stuff with the kids that is going on. The kids are the future of our nation. Mainly, it's drugs, broken homes. So it's something that we need to continue working on. Myself and the manager met in Magdalena, Scope, had a meeting there for how do we get better in our county. They're doing a report. They're going to do a presentation at one of our commission meetings. It was a very good meeting. Scope does a lot for our county. They do a lot. And I hope that when we have that people will listen in. They gave me a book and where to start. I've been reading it. I'm halfway through it. It is good information. I encourage the detention people to read it. I hope they can get them copies so they can read it. There's a lot of good information there. A lot of good information that'll help you. Not only you, but anybody that's coping with stuff. It gives you an understanding of what people go through. So it's a good book to read. We also met with the Forest Service and got a contract in place and discussed, we're looking at other stuff that we can do to be able to maintain our roads in more miles, building them more often. Something will be coming and the commission will vote on it to see what we can do. The other thing was the trash. We have a contract with Valley. We're negotiating because opening the days that they are opening is not enough. And so we're kind of working something out. Once we get all the details, hopefully we can be able to open more days in our county for people to dispose of their trash, because the trash is a big issue. We will be having a meeting on September 18th here with the CLL. That's a committee that was put together to help ranchers and farmers and anyone that's dealing with losses with wolf kills. It's going to be a very good meeting. Once I get the final agenda, I will give it to the manager. They can post it. I hope many people can come to this so they know what's going on and to continue it. It's a new committee. It has done a lot. It has done a lot in the short time that it's been together. So. Thank you. Okay, that's about it. And today I'll mention in a while. I want to thank you again, all of you, for coming today. Next thing is item 9, public comment. Is there anyone that has public comment? Hearing none? Okay, we don't. Presentations, the RISE program. I think this is where we honor these individuals. I'm so happy that we're doing this. I think the commission is very happy that we're doing this.
Good afternoon, Chair Martinez, Commissioner. Today, again, we're just recognizing these individuals with the RISE program. This past week was the county fair. Just like last year, we entered all of our participants in the salsa making contest. We also entered them in the art contest as well. And then I'm looking at my bakers. We also put in baking. So the girls put in a pumpkin roll, and then our males put in a bunk cake, I believe it was. All my RISE participants with the salsa, they all placed first, second, third. I even had one female who was best of show out of 43 participants that put in for the salsa. She was the best salsa out of the 43. my art guys, they all placed, you know, first, second, third, fourth. Very creative. They got some great, amazing art. My bakers, the females placed first place, and my males, the Manziel brothers from Magdalena, they placed second with their bun cake. So what I would like to do is bring them up, kind of introduce them, just a salsa. So I guess we could start with our female salsa girls first. I'll just let them introduce themselves, and I'll let them know what they placed and what kind of salsa they did. Go ahead, ma'am.
My name is Amanda Gutierrez, and I placed green salsa in the first.
Best overall.
Yes. Best overall. Hi, I'm Kaylee Montano, and I placed first place for the peach salsa.
Hi, my name is Nicole Gutierrez, and I placed second for fruit salsa as well.
Let's go shake your hands.
Thank you. So what did you get, like the ribbons, trophies, or in the paper, or what happened?
We got ribbons.
Ribbons? A paper ribbon?
No, we got the we're gonna finish on the shadow board, and we'll display them in our facility in the lobby.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, was it fresh salsa? Was it like canned? You know, like a fresh can? You know, did
It was practically, so we went to our local farmers here in Squirrel County. We visited each site. We got a little bit of produce. On top of that, we have our own little garden there at the facility. So we kind of just shared the love, you know, around our county, and then they gave us their recipes. We brought them out. Some of them preferred to utilize to roast their stuff outside, and we brought them inside the kitchen, and we just all worked together as a team and chopped tomatoes. Some used diced tomatoes. Some had secret ingredients they didn't want to let us know about. So,
but having the knowledge of being able to can, you know, fruits and vegetables, whatever.
it was all learning.
Pretty nice.
Pretty cool. Something that they never experienced. I know I don't want to really call her out, but one of our females said, "I've never made salsa before." And Vanessa is like, "You know what? When you get out, what are you going to do?" And she's like, "I want to make salsa for my kids, my family."
Yeah.
So if that doesn't hit you in the heart, then I don't know. Next, I'd like to recognize the males for their salsa. If I could have the males come up and introduce themselves as well.
So I'd like to say thank you for having us here. Appreciate it. Listening to us. I got first place on the salsa. Thank you.
Herman Garcia came in third place in the salsa too. Thank you guys.
Josiel Corral, I did a pico de gallo salsa and I came in third place. Thank you guys.
My name is Ray Ortega. I also got a third place for a pico de gallo.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Good job, son. Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
¿No te compraron chile para hacer salsa?
No hay.
And lastly, commissioners, I'd like to introduce you guys to our male bakers, the Manziel brothers, Brian and Dominic. They want to come up and introduce themselves, and they played second overall in baking. So whenever you go to the detention center and you get a biscuit or something, it's these individuals doing all the baking.
From scratch, the box.
Right from scratch.
Want to introduce yourself?
Relax them. You listen from scratch.
I am Brian Mansell. This is my brother Dominic Mansell, and we're the bakers at the Socorro County Detention Center. We actually baked marble cake for the county fair, and we got second place. Thank you.
Isn't Manzel named from Magdalena?
I knew their dad. His dad passed away already. But I knew your grandpa also. I know he would be very proud of you. I asked you to, I don't know what happened with him, what got you there. But get out of there. Get out of there. Do it for the family. Because the Manzels, they have that certain look, that same face, everything. They have a big family. And I know they care for you. So get out of there. You're too smart.
My dad was a teacher, been gone many years, but the family name, I think, Manzel, was it not a principal or a something?
He was a principal.
Yeah. It must have been your grandfather.
Grandpa.
Good job, Ray.
And lastly, commissioners, I'd like to recognize, I got 3 welders that are current in the welding program right now. Ronaldo Ortega, Daniel Pacheco, and Osiel Corral. If I could get you guys to come back up. We did have 5 of them. We had 2 releases. So they did take part the last 2 weeks and they got released. So they want to continue with the program showing up. But these 3 individuals, when they first, we had the opportunity to get in, with the welding, I went back there and I told these individuals that they were hand selected, and they were just super excited to be able to be part of the program. So Manager Lotrick asked, "Hey, can we get these individuals recognized?" And with that being said, we went back to the pod and I told these guys, "I want you guys to write something for the commissioners. Sit down, write down something in black and white, and way you can present to them to let you guys know what it means as them coming as RISE clients." Being able to participate in this kind of work and finding a good trade and finding something after incarceration. So first, I'll start with Daniel Pacheco.
Thank you for having me here, sir. All y'all, I appreciate you listening to me. But I wrote for this program, I wrote for the RISE program and the welding class. That's giving me hope to better myself as a person in life. I can make my own money in the right ways and depend on myself. The RISE program has made me realize that there are people that care. Thinking positive, I've always wanted to do good and be a good welder, but never got a chance. This has been my dream throughout my life. I thank God for the RISE program to make my hopes and dreams come true by changing my ways to a better life. But I also want to say thank you for Jill for giving me the chance, for being a trustee, to be trusted, to try to do something better for myself instead of always the same routine, same old thing. I'm trying to better myself and change my life. That way I can help these youngsters realize that, hey, for my bad, could be good. Thank you.
So, over to all 3 of you.
Sorry. Hello, my name is Osiel Corral. To whom it may concern, I would like to express my gratitude by starting off with my new positive state of mind. I have been in the ROAST program for 10 months. During these 10 months, I have drastically changed my ways of thinking. I am looking forward to my future and actually planning for my future. For the first time in my life, I plan to enroll back in college in ITT Tech and enroll there, Internet Cybersecurity program. I feel I am able to become fully educated. I can start manifesting all the wealth and knowledge to join a productive member of society. I would like to one day own my suit, walk into my own office, own a house, own my car, and have a peace of mind knowing I am no longer in prison of my past actions. Throughout my time of being a RISE client, I have learned to control my ways of thinking, make my own decisions by telling myself that I am the driver in my life, and I realize that I am in control of the wheel. I have to come realize no matter what life may throw at me, nothing can stop me but me. I have my right foot planted in the door, and I am more than ready to continue this opportunity to change my life and my future. I will take full advantage of these amazing opportunities that have been presented to me. One of the great things I enjoy about the program is welding class. I feel it is going to help me obtain employment opportunities, and the fact that we got certifications for this program provides us with a sense of achievement, of which is something many of us have never had the opportunity to feel. I would like to take a second to let you know how grateful I am and the opportunity the RISE program has given us. Thank you.
Our familiar faces. Before I start reading the letter, I just want to thank you guys for the RISE program. It's helped me, it's helped a lot of these young men. I've been in and out of prison for the last 15 years. It ain't nothing I wanted or ever thought I would have to do. But start with a letter. To whom it may concern. I would like to thank all of you who helped us get in the welding certification class with Kenny Gonzalez. David Week was one name mentioned. Spoke to Andy Lotrick at the fairgrounds. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to be a certified welder. I learned to weld at the same mag shop 39 years ago. With Mr. Larry Cedillo and the FFA program as my freshman year, 14 years old. I learned to weld oxyacetylene at age 8 from my grandfather, Isabel Padilla. I worked in the welding, automotive, and construction industry all my life. Built gooseneck trailers, hitches, bumpers, push guards, carports, stairs, headache racks, and a lot of other welding jobs throughout my career. I built the first home made of steel studs in Socorro County in 1994 at 1800 Evergreen Drive while working for Gore Construction, including all the roof trusses. So becoming a certified welder has definitely been a major goal for me and my family. I had mentioned this welding, or maybe teaching the younger men here in the jail to drive nails in a railroad tie and passing to Carlos Valenzuela and David Standard, where we got to thank them too. Being one of the first to be able to do this gives me a big sense of pride. All I want to do now is get certified, get a rig put together, and you go to the oil fields and work, or to BLA where I hear there's a large redo of that on your area BLA. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart.
I just was gonna ask, is it stick welding? Is it called MIG, that little wire?
It's all of it.
We're learning all three.
And you mentioned, I was wondering, where did you get the equipment at school, at the high school?
If I may answer that one, Commissioner. When I came on, one of the promises that I made to you all when we were in that room during the interviews was I was going to work across governmental lines to be able to bring in different things for Socorro County. What you have standing before you there is the first part of the dream of how do we start building programs? How do we start instituting different types of training and technology to give people a leg up? So what you have right now is, it was a partnership when I came on and I met with the school board president, David Hicks. We then went and met with Kenny Gonzalez. And we started reaching out to New Mexico Tech and we said, listen, we have the opportunity right now through RISE funds. So what we were able to do is, in a collaborative partnership, all of the equipment is either school district or New Mexico Tech equipment. And the RISE program paid for their tuition through New Mexico Tech. And New Mexico Tech purchased not only a new welder, but there are several different welders from New Mexico Tech there, as well as all of the metal that they're working on and the different fabrication. So this is hopefully going to be just step one of this process, to where eventually the goal is going to be not only welding, we can do food services, we can start doing carpentry, we can start doing mechanics, we can do all of these different things that will become available to us in the future. but it's about one of those things when we had those conversations of, when I was in school, I saw that some of the individuals were falling through the cracks. This is an opportunity for us to make up for the fact that we failed them as a county, a school district, and families, to be able to say, you guys are gonna have the opportunities to go forward. We believe in you, you are going to do it. And so it's gonna be one of the things that I am going to heavily fight for while I'm here in Socorro County, is to make sure we plug in those cracks and we never lose a student again because we failed to understand what they needed in school. And so step one is here before you, and I wish them all the best. And it's gonna be, the thing is, we've got transitional housing, and once they get certified, there's a job waiting for them. And so these are gonna be the things that we can do going forward, is making sure that their families are gonna be well taken care of in the future. So good luck.
Thank you, Manny.
If I may, to the commission and Andy and to the group, I would like to recommend that we contact these companies, because I have a nephew that works in the oil fields. We're always looking for workers, welders, truck drivers and stuff. They pay a lot of money. I have a son that works for Sandia Labs. They're looking for electricians, they're looking for plumbers, they're looking for welders. Those are trades. Like he told me, one of those trades at Sandia Labs, if you're certified, they start them out at 80, 90,000 a year. But they don't know. We need to contact them and say, we're doing this program. Would you consider these people to work for you? Maybe they would even help them. In Hobbs, New Mexico, they started a training center there. They built the facility with money from the oil companies. It cost about how many millions? But they're training them. They're the ones that want to go to the field where they're going to work. They're learning a trade that they're going to make that kind of money. The opportunities are there, but you got to take advantage of them.
Maybe we could help them with applications, presentation, like.
TLC, that company has over 600 employees. And to me, they're so successful because of what they've done. They hire people and they train them in the different facilities. A lot of those individuals that have gone through that company are now have their own companies, making a lot of money. But it took somebody to give them a chance to start. And that's what we need. That's what we need. 2 nights ago, I was watching TV and I saw the Pope give a speech. And the speech that he gave, not a speech, but he talked to a group of young people. And he told them all that we needed to love each other and we needed to help each other. And we needed to respect our parents and grandparents. The only one that can teach you that is yourself. You gotta want what you want. Like I told you, you guys have families. And I've heard it right now, like what you want to change your lives. Do it, man. Do it. Because it's out there. You just gotta go get it. You just gotta go get it.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Eddie, maybe you can help me out clarify this. So I know these individuals are getting clarification. So in terms of environment, when do we have time to do this, or when are we doing this, and where are we doing this?
So the hours of operation are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 to 7:30, and it's at the Socorro County Consolidated Schools.
Okay, so do we have other general population as well in this program as well?
Yes, we do.
High school kids?
No high school kids. It's New Mexico Tech students.
Okay, so Texas.
So no high school. We're using the facilities of the consolidated schools, but there's no high school kids present. It's just New Mexico Tech students that are all 18 and over.
Okay. So I guess my question to the manager and also Adrian is, in terms of liability, are we covered? Do we have all of our bases covered?
Yes, sir. As part of the RISE program, what's happened is we have the tuition paid through New Mexico Tech. So they are considered at this point in time New Mexico Tech students.
As far as general liability, it is covered under our multi-line policy, our general liability policy for the county.
Okay. I don't know, I know I missed 2 meetings I missed 2 meetings this summer. Information like this would be nice in terms of having the commissioners aware in regards, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is coming down the pipe. So just to give us a heads up. So I don't know, did we talk about it here? Or was it just
Yes, so the expansion of the RISE program has been discussed. This specifically with the welding program and where we stand now, it was one of those initial discussions that had taken place, but it is steamrolled. And so what we had the opportunity to do once New Mexico Tech came on board and said, this program is through us, they are going to get the certification. We've got a limited open window for enrollment. So we jumped on it. That it was one of those things that we could have waited another 6 months for New Mexico Tech to open up, or we could just jump on it and get them in. And so I made the management decision at that point in time that the future of Socorro County and these individuals before us was important.
Okay. So like how long is the course or the training going to be? Supposing maybe they get released or something halfway through, I don't know how long it takes. What happens?
So because the tuition has been paid upon release, they may still continue to take that class. Just because they are no longer incarcerated does not mean they're not eligible to take the class. For future classes, unfortunately, we won't be able to necessarily at this time pay for a future class upon their release. But while they are incarcerated, we pay for it. And then upon their release, they continue until I believe this course ends in November, or some of them can actually certify out of the program sooner. And so that's kind of the goal, knowing that we're wanting to get them out of incarceration as soon as possible. We've opened it up so that as soon as they get certified, they may get out of the program.
But if they were to want to continue, you're saying the county, since would be out of the carceral, I start wanting to speak Spanish, but you can continue, and there's money out there, not county money, but there's a finance office at the tech that could help these people continue, right?
Not only that, but the other hope as well is once we bring Workforce Solutions in here tomorrow to start discussing whether or not they're going to be able to take over some of the offices, then it gives us the opportunity to also have those conversations of how do we expand what's being offered by Workforce Solutions here in Socorro County? How do we make it to where we can have different types of programs? That these are the types of things, because the eventual goal is going to be, once we get all of emergency management moved out of the warehouse back here, we're now going to have space to where hopefully we're going to get donations to where we can have lathes, to where we can have welders, to where we can do different types of programs back there for not just those that are incarcerated, but for all of Socorro County residents, to where we can get them those different types of trades. Specifically, there's the opportunity right now that fiber optics is blowing up, and it's huge. That just at the VLA alone, they're going to be laying over 10,000 miles of fiber optic line. If we're able to get Workforce Solutions in here and we get access to that space, we can have a fiber optic program now to where we no longer have to worry about recruiting out of Albuquerque or losing our Socorro High graduates or Magdalena graduates or Alamo graduates to Albuquerque, to Las Lunas. We can keep them here in Socorro County, grow our economy, grow our families, grow our schools, and grow our future. And so that's going to be the ultimate goal.
Yeah. Just to address something that you had said, and also the length of the program, 16 weeks is what Kenya told us. But I want to say something on behalf of all of my fellows. The chance to do this is one thing that we've been really appreciative of. But the other thing that we've also discussed in depth, Danny and I and the rest of the boys here, we don't want to mess this up for ourselves, but we don't want to mess this up for you all either, because you guys are taking a big chance with us trying to step up and do this. And if we mess it up, it's just going to look bad for everybody involved, not just us, for you all too. We're going to fail you, you're going to fail us, the whole thing's going to quit if we mess this up. Upon release or whatever we get released before the semester or whatever, we got to continue, and we can't go, we can't foul it up just by getting on the street and not going to class, or going to class and getting high or whatever. We made a commitment to this ourselves. We're speaking on behalf of the boys here. We made a commitment to say, look, we're going to do this. We're not going to mess up. We can't fail you. You can't, because we fail you, the whole thing fails.
Good. That's what we need.
If I may, sir, thank you. I'm very happy for that. Yeah, I'm very happy for you guys, taking that step. This is great. Now, Mr. Garcia. Now, in the past, in terms of taking individuals, you and previous manager, in terms of doing the food for the senior center, okay? I didn't know anything about that, okay? This program, I don't know anything about it. It had to come back around for me. I don't know, maybe I didn't read your report the last time. This is what I'm talking about. This kind of great things that needs to be reported to us. I expect a bigger report from your department next meeting.
You'll get it, yes, sir. You'll get it. I report every month. This month, we just got back from Chicago and stuff for the MATs. We weren't able to get billing in proper place to be able to report today, but I'll be right at the end of the month.
I don't want a cookie stamp report. I want information, okay? Because it's my name out there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand. I understand you 100%.
So where I'm coming from is the liability of these gentlemen, the liability of the county. We need to be transparent, especially to the board members.
Understood.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, the pumpkins, when do you paint? Some of you painted them last year, I don't know.
Yeah, we did them last year, but I don't think these individuals took part last year.
Because I planted some, and so I mean, you're welcome to, if they're in time. I don't know when you need them. I'm thinking about the middle of October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
You're gonna have to pick them though. I'm not gonna pick them. I'll grow them, but they're beautiful. They're like that right now. But
We've had some equipment and stuff like that. We've been doing the yard cleanup of cemeteries and all that. Dave's got a trailer he was letting us use and stuff. I'm sure we can go out there and pick them at your place.
How many do you need?
We've been trusted to do that kind of thing. We can go out there.
100, I don't know.
Probably about 25 would probably be a good number.
Don't you think we could get a group picture? I think the manager and the
all of
them, everybody.
Yeah. Eddie, can you also recognize the people in the rice program?
Yes, sir. So also I'd like to recognize Vanessa Garcia. She's the pilot of this program. Without her, we wouldn't be going anywhere.
I'm Vanessa. I do a lot of the navigation for the RISE program. It's been a learning process for us all. When we first started the program, I believe it was in 2019. Am I correct? We had 2020. I'm sorry. We were kind of handed direction, not really direction, but here you go. This is what you need to do. So we've kind of built this program literally from the floor up. We have created documents, we've had the compliance office, we had a lot of things we had to do before we even got the ball rolling. You know, seeing these individuals come into the detention center, and I'm gonna be honest about it, most of them are lost, confused, saddened. They're kind of don't know the direction, and I get really emotional with them. I always cry with them. You know, it's amazing to see these individuals come in broken, damaged. Not even, how do I say this? It doesn't even look in sometimes like they have any type of positivity. But the more we work with them, the more we get to see them, we get to know about their families, we get to know about them. You know, there's a big stigma with individuals that are detained. They're bad people, they make bad choices. Who hasn't made a bad choice? Right? We're human. You know, a lot of these individuals just, you know, they're judged just based upon the fact maybe, yeah, they've been in and out of jail a couple of times, you know. But when you truly get to know these individuals and you get to see their potential every single day, it doesn't only provide them with motivation to want to change, it also provides us all that are involved in the program to help them better themselves, right? I just want to say to all my RISE clients, you guys are rocking this. We tell them, you know, upon release, you need help, we're here for you guys. I've given them my personal phone number. I just think that they're doing an amazing job. I've known some individuals, and I'm going to use Mr. Ortega as a perfect example. So I've been working with the county now as a contracted employee for about going on 9 years. So Mr. Ortega was actually one of my first clients that I got to meet with. Boy, was get to really, really get to know them on a personal level. This is the best I've ever seen Mr. Ortega. I've never seen him so motivated to want a program. The thanks, you know, that we get from the clients, just in general, from their heart, that say, you know what, thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for not shunning me. Thank you for not labeling me a throwaway. You know, we're all human and we can change. And like I tell them, it's difficult. I'm in recovery now for 18 years. Yeah, it is hard. But we, like I tell them, we are the only one that can do this. Every day is going to be a fight for the rest of our lives. But we have mothers, fathers, brothers, daughters, you know, sons, nephews, their family. I always talk to them about, you know, how saddened it is sometimes when we talk to family members. We see their tears, we see their want for them to change. Life isn't always easy for a lot of us. But I think with the programming, the support we have from everybody, I just really truly think that these individuals are going to make a change.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I don't want to cry, but I thank each and every single one of you guys for your dedication, for wanting this change. And together, we're going to make a difference, and we're going to branch out. One day at Socorro, we're not going to have all the problems that we have, right? Our children are going to be raised by the parents we wanted, right? We're going to make sure they're okay. You guys are going to be okay, and we're going to rock this recovery.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank all of you.
Over here, let's line up, Rob. Great. Let's line up. The guys in front and the ladies in, no, the guys in the back.
Can you guys see over here?
But Athena, Eddie, people that had something to do with it, come on.
Come on, Shelly, come on, Dave.
Eddie. But when I get over here. Get over here.
Come on, Eddie. Okay, you guys ready?
What are we supposed to say?
Rise.
We love cops.
Keep up the good work.
I'd like to get there. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I needed a leg up like this in my life. Of playing. Thank you. Your hands.
Great, take care. See you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for all your help.
Let's go to the job. Finance.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. That was nice, Manager. Nice to, that was pretty nice. Thank you. Okay, we go to 11B, approval of intergovernmental service agreement with South Central Council of Governments for GRO special appropriations for law enforcement, programmatic cost and resources.
Yes, Chairman, Commissioners, putting before you, this is going to be the $400,000 two-year grant that is normally known as junior money that's coming specifically from our representatives and Senator Sanchez. So this is money that's being earmarked specifically for our Sheriff's Department, and it's giving us the opportunity to implement a new stipend. So we can't necessarily increase pay directly, but we're tying it to patrol of northern New Mexico, Socorro County. So that way we can address some of those needs up there in that community. But we just need formal approval tonight as we finalize exactly how the money's going to be spent. It's one of those programs that I can traditionally sign off as the county manager, but when it comes to money, I believe everything should come to you all for final appropriation and approval. So I'd ask your support on this money that's available.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to say that the legislature, we are not having to have a fiscal agent because we're in any trouble with our audit or anything. But the legislature specifically required that these junior appropriation funds go through the Council of Governments for every county. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing in this situation.
Sure, I see you have something to say.
Just in case you guys have any questions for me, I came up front, but I don't have too much. I think he explained it very well. And it's tremendous for us, for sure.
It's needed. My only request on behalf of the commission is that we send Representative Sanchez a nice letter thanking him for doing that. It's quite a bit of money, you know.
Both the managers and I were talking about possibly having him come here to the commission meeting, and I was gonna thank him personally.
Yeah, do that, invite him. But it'd be nice for him to get a letter. That's.
No, I think if you don't mind, what we'll do, Chairman, is we'll invite him to the meeting on the 24th, and we can present him with a certificate of appreciation at that time.
Great.
For everything that's been done, making sure that everybody that had a hand in this at the legislative level knows Socorro County appreciates what they do for us, and we want to make sure that we do a good job in how we appropriate it and how we go.
Thank you. Well, you heard the recommendation of the manager and attorney and the sheriff. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dugan.
Go ahead, because I didn't hear the.
Okay, I'll second it. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, it is approved. And remember to invite him to the committee. Item C, consideration of resolution 2024-54, ordering the position of the 2024 property tax rate required by law.
Chairman, Commissioners, this one is coming from Sammy, who can't be here with us tonight. But what this one is every year we get the certification from the state saying this is what the imposition is going to be. And so basically we rubber stamp it and go on because we're not allowed to change anything that they have going for us.
It's a hike in property tax. What is it?
Actually, some of it, the rate went down. Especially the schools went down.
Well, I've always wondered if
county rate went up a little bit, but.
I've always wondered if Santa Fe is done, why does it get here? What would happen, Nats, if we didn't vote?
They wouldn't give it to us. I think they do it just so there's somebody to blame, so that they don't take the blame up there in Santa Fe. But yeah, it's just one of those that if we want it, we have to go through this hoop.
And basically,
we're the general taxing authority for local, for these, with the assessor and the treasurer for this tax. So some of it is for the county, but only about a third of it is for the county. The rest of it is for soil and water and the MRGCD and all the other organizations. I agree, we shouldn't have to impose this. We have no authority to increase or decrease it.
It's mandated.
It's mandated, but the law requires that the taxing authority implement it.
So if I vote no, I've always wondered, why.
One of the things, Mr. Commissioner, is that they send it, I have to approve that the certifications I send up in June that certify the values, I have to approve. And these guys are supposed to make sure that my certification matches what DFA did. As far as how they created the tax rates, they're supposed to make sure our values match. And that's what you guys kind of just approving it's correct, that you got it.
Figured up in Santa Fe, not local, right?
Correct.
I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah. Government is hard to understand.
A little bit.
Okay, need a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Duggins. Second, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing nothing. Consideration resolution 2024-54, ordering imposition of 2024 property taxes rates as required by law is approved. Item D, approval of contract with GM Emulsions for the Three Tanks Road Improvement Project.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. What you have before you is going to be a joint recommendation by our, I guess the correct term would be contract manager, as well as Sammy and myself, as this is the low bid for this project that came in just about what we were expecting it to do, but they were also the bid that can start this project the soonest. So this is one of those things up there in Alamo that is desperately needed to make those repairs up there. And so we wanted to bring it forward to you for your approval so we can give them the go ahead to start the project.
Just one verification. It's not putting in the culverts like we've been doing. It's cement, whatever. A better structure.
It's definitely a better structure. This is not the patch and repair job that apparently has been happening in the past. This is actually going to be the best way I can describe it is all of the concrete going in, the staggered concrete, making sure that it's slowing down the water as it's coming.
There.
Yes.
If you don't mind, Manager, I'd like a copy of everyone that bid on it and their amount, contractors? Or did we only get them to bid on it?
No, I will get you that information. If you don't mind, it'll probably have to wait until next week when Sammy returns. Her record keeping in mind don't mesh, and so I don't want to mess up hers because it's more articulate than mine. But we'll get you all of the who bid and the amounts.
Yes, okay, that's all I need. Thank you.
So, and I don't need, if it gets your approval and the chair's approval, I'm just a peon, I don't need
Motion by Commissioner Secretarial. This is work in his area and been looking forward to it for a while. Need a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Duggins. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the approved contract with GM Emulsions for Three Tanks Road Improvement Project is approved. Okay, item D, consideration of change order number 1 for Sierra Valley Contractors for San Antonio Drainage Infrastructure.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This is a change order coming in for the project in San Antonio that when it was originally placed out to bid, the conversations and approval of the MRGCD for the ability to put 9.8 CFS into that drainage ditch wasn't approved at that time. We've now had the conversations and we finally have MRGCD's approval. So this change order is solely for that, from the last point in the southernmost access point towards now going to drain into that canal. And they're going to be able to put in then the concrete blanket in the canal itself where it drains into to protect all of the south landowners from any collapse of the canal.
Commissioners?
I'll make the motion, so move to it. I would like to ask Nance, maybe you've probably done it, but make this Conservancy basically is signed off on it. If it were to wash out or something, it's not on us. I mean, you know.
That's on us.
Well, I mean, but if they sign, if their engineering department signs off on it, or, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, they've done their review, but I mean, that's not gonna alleviate any liability.
No.
No, it gives us an argument that.
9 CFS is not much.
It's nothing at all, but yeah. It gives us the argument, of course, that, you know, that it wasn't negligently designed because they looked at the design, but.
How much will this thing hold the volume? 9 CFS
I don't know
of a release is not.
I'm not actually sure on the total quantity of it. So this is actually, once it releases off of Nieta and comes down over 4th and 5th Street, and then where it goes, we're looking at probably close to a half mile of it coming down that area. So
not in a ditch of some type.
It's in a ditch.
Cement ditch.
Yeah, you can actually take a forklift and drive all the way through it and not see the top of the forklift. So
my goodness, I mean, it would handle 30, 40 CFS, I bet you. I don't know, it just seems kind of crazy.
No, it could definitely do it, but they're designing it to where it doesn't drain all at once. It drains slowly.
But that's gonna limit our ability to hold the floodwaters as well, right?
Once the top of the project is completed, according to the engineers, and I'm not an engineer, but according to them, once that top retention pond is built, then it's only gonna slowly release the water, that there's the ability now to capture, they're anticipating this is capturing the 100-year flood and being able to maintain it all the way through if it's draining at that rate.
And I feel if we need clarification from Dennis Engineering on how much that, I think we could just ask them.
It is what it is, it's just.
You want us to ask them or?
No, I wouldn't, no.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is at this point, right? It's
Okay.
a green card, what you ordered. So I made the motion, no?
Did you?
I think I did.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Duggins,
Second.
second by Commissioner Secretarial. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? change order number 1 to Sierra Valley Contractors for San Antonio Drainage Infrastructure is approved. Item F, acknowledge personnel changes. Who wants to handle that?
I will go ahead and, I'll go ahead and make a motion in regards to the personnel changes as presented.
Okay.
So that was your motion to accept the personnel,
You won't name them.
as presented, he says.
Oh, it's right here.
Okay.
I was too late to read.
Okay.
Rodney Ortega, Detention Center, new hire. Michaela Pachito, Detention Center, new hire. Jennifer Montoya, Executive Assistant, resigned. Carl Lewis, a cadet, resigned. Brendan Chavez, cadet, new hire. Anderson Pino, cadet, new hire. And Joseph Silva, Deputy 2, new hire.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Secretarial to acknowledge personnel changes. Second by Commissioner Duggins. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I guess.
The commission acknowledges the personnel changes.
Or she's still with me on the next.
Item 12, financial action items. We have always done both at the same time. A, approve vendors checks. B, approve payroll checks. Who wants to handle that?
I would, but I don't have information in regards to 12 vendor checks. I don't have any amount or anything like that.
Okay.
A motion as far as 12B. Is that how far we're behind in regards to this one's for payroll back in July 25th? Is that how far? Have we not caught up with that? Or?
We may have the wrong date in that. They are all cut up to date as we speak. So it might just be an accidental clerical error of clicking on the wrong column. Give us a second. She's checking on it right now to let you know.
Do we have an executive session?
Yes.
Betty, is Joe getting enough water down there? We've been pretty lucky, really.
To
Yeah,
irrigate.
I think most people have. But sometimes it was a really kind of muddy. It was like, we did a little damage because the mud was too thick.
With the bad that early, a month ago, we lost over 250 bales with the flooding that we had in Luis Lopez. There was
Sure,
much
no.
sticking out of the bales that were in the field.
And what about the Ivy Soto MRGCD election stuff? It's still stalled.
Actually, with our affiliate meetings that we have, they are going to prepare an emergency legislative document for approval to not have county clerks run emergency elections.
Oh, good.
So that's in the stats of, hopefully with the next legislation, it'll be on the priority list.
Was that state, who was running that? There was somebody in the state, like the attorney general, not the attorney general, but state somebody, a woman official. Is there somebody over the?
So Secretary of State Maggie,
Yeah.
all this two of us,
Yeah.
she
She wanted it to go into the election, right?
It was presented that we could, there's been halts or concerns with how to implement it
Yeah.
into our service computer system.
Oh,
that
I'm
we
glad it's,
utilize.
I mean, you have to be glad too, because it would be a nightmare. They've tried it before and it didn't work.
Right. A lot of people don't understand that in order to vote for MRGCD, you have to be a property owner.
Yeah.
Not a registered voter. So
Right.
you have to have the difference of the two in order for it to work.
Well, that's good news. MRGCD failed to let me know.
Okay, we'll just go ahead and proceed with the information that we have right now. I would like to make a motion to combine 12A, approved vendor checks, and also 12B with the approval.
She said it's correct, she doesn't report the current pay period.
So it's
It's the previous, yes, not.
So, I mean, what I'm saying
Last pay
is, so what I'm saying is that, I mean, if we are, I mean, I understand that, I mean, we won't be able to do the last pay period, but this is 3 cycles behind.
July 25th.
You mean as of us approving it?
So if you think about July, so this is July 25th. So we have 2 pay periods in August that we haven't even got to approve yet. And then one already in September.
So it's 3
So
pay periods.
we're approving. That's 3 cycles behind. I mean, I understand if it's one.
Chairman, Commissioner Secretero, let me visit with Selena on this one. And with your approval, I will come to the next meeting, give you an update, and if we can, make sure that it's gonna be just 1 pay period behind. So since you've identified that we're 3 behind, let me visit with Selena and let me see what the computer system will allow her to print out. And hopefully then we'll catch up and present to you just the 1 payroll period behind.
Okay.
But I think we can correct that, but.
Thank you, sir.
So we still need to approve this one, correct?
Yeah. So, let me continue my motion. So my motion is to approve 12A, vendor checks in the amount of $952,986.51. Then 12B, approved payroll checks dated July 25th, 2024, in the amount of $201,546.61.
Need a second. Motion by Commissioner Secretarial, second by Commissioner Duggan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, both financial action items A and B are approved. Thank you. Go to item 13, executive session. Motion and roll call vote to go into executive session and that pursuant to New Mexico State Statute Section 10-15-1, only the following matters will be discussed in closed session. Personnel, A, personnel, I, county manager, double I, county road supervisor, road superintendent. Need a motion to go,
So moved.
motion by Commissioner Evans, second by Commissioner Secretary. Roll call vote, please.
Vice Chair Secretary,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Chair Martinez.
Yes, ma'am. We are now in executive session. Thank you.
watering and shit.
Thank you.
Crazy.
I'd like to call this meeting back to order. It's 5:35. Need a motion and roll call vote.
I will make the motion that we come back into that. We have to exit executive and come back into a public meeting.
Okay, and now I'll second it and then we'll have a roll call vote, but matters discussed in closed session were limited to those specified in the motion for closure, and no final action was taken as per New Mexico statute section 10-15-1. A roll call vote, please. Madam Clerk?
Vice Chair Secretary,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Duggins,
Yes.
Chair Martinez.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, our next commission meeting is September 24th at 5 p.m. Motion to adjourn, gentlemen.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Duggins,
Second.
second by Commissioner Secretary. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming to the meeting. We have some papers to sign.